Good morning, Park University, and welcome to the Northland News. I'm Maddie McDaniel.
And I'm Brianna Dell. Give us 10 minutes and we will give you the latest news that affects you.
Park University theater students will not be able to take theater minor for the 2014-2015 year due to the electrical fire that caused damage to the Alumni Building in the fall of 2013. The program will be suspended. Kelly Van Nettel explains how she feels.
Overall, I think I'm just really bummed out about the whole thing because, I just declared theater as my minor and I was really looking forward to taking classes that really educated me, and it seems like now the classes that we're going to be given are more like filler classes, and also just obviously people now that want to declare theater as their minor can't, and that's really upsetting for several of them I know that wished they could have gotten in on the theater minor, and I'm just really trying to be optimistic about it, but I really don't know.
For the remaining students minoring in theater, classes will be offered to ensure that the current students receive the most of their minor.
It's that time again, and students are down to the last couple of weeks heading to finals. But don't stress, breathe, and relax, because at Park University, there's ways to release the tension with the yearly Cram Jam coming soon. Keep your eyes glued on your Park email for further information. Also, if there's any confusion as to where your finals are, simply log into my Park account and click on Course Catalog, and you should find your schedule, and it shall appear.
Park University's president, Dr. Mike Droege, interviewed at Fort Hays State University in Hays, Kansas on April 14, 2014. Droege has declined an interview at Park University on this topic. Droege is a top 5 candidate for the presidential position at Fort Hays. May 2nd is the target date for when a decision will be made, but May 7th is when the decision will be announced according to the Hays Daily newspaper. For those of you interested, you can catch the interview on YouTube.
It's victory for men's volleyball. This season, the past weekend in Denver, Colorado, at the NAIA National Invitation Tournament Championship, Park University men's volleyball team walked away with the gold. Park faced Concordia. University Irving in the finals, winning all 3 of their sets by a close margin. Paul Balanskic expresses his thoughts on their win.
The last 2 weeks have been just an amazing time. We've been, picking out rings and picking out T-shirts for our championship. But the hard work that we did all year, the weeks and weeks of preparation for that final game, that championship match against Concordia was just the best feeling in the world. And I'm really happy that things turned out the way they did, and that this is my 2nd national championship. So couldn't be more happy, couldn't be more blessed about the whole experience.
After the match, the NAIA award Park athletes for the performance during the tournament. Cast and Manage received most digs per game. Daniel Artiga with most kills per game. Kyle Squeeza with the highest hitting percentage. The team won the all-tournament title, as well as the most blocks per game, and MVP. Even the head coach, Mike Talamonte, won Coach of the Year.
Park University's staff and students are feeling the squeeze. $10 million worth of cuts must be made in less than 3 months. Many of these cuts will be made in voluntary separation packages for staff. 40 people have already accepted the packages. These staff members will be leaving throughout the end of the semester. Cuts in other areas have yet to be determined. The announcement was made to Park students and staff in an email. This comes after a 5.43% tuition increase for the 2014-2015 school year, which was approved last month.
Traveling to foreign lands is something most students want to do, but are unable. We are fortunate here at Park University because of the global diversity of the students. Cheyenne Petrick says, an excellent way to enjoy other culture is to attend the Park's Culture Sharing Lecture Series. On Friday night, students and staff enjoyed Park students from Micronesia. They shared some of their native foods and traditional dance, culture. Sharing at Park will resume the upcoming fall semester.
Are license plate readers protecting the public or prying? From late March to mid-April, a terrorizing shooter has frightened drivers and put their nerves on edge. Mohammed Pedro Whitaker of Jackson County has been linked to the highway shootings, causing an uproar in Kansas City. Whitaker was charged with 18 felony counts after being tracked through a license plate reader through though many are thankful for the license plate reader. Others believe that the tracker can be prying on personal information. Police insist that the tracker is merely used for catching those with felonies and misdemeanors. But there is still a bit of a controversy over readers and how they protect the public.
A violent storm has claimed the life of 29 people in 6 states. The Deep South has been hit the hardest, as tornadoes and strong thunderstorms ripped through the region Sunday and Monday. 8 deaths were from Mississippi, where a powerful storm destroyed home and building, leaving many without power or home. Several tornadoes were reported, with Alabama and Mississippi receiving the bulk of the damage. The storms are expected to continue Tuesday, where the estimated 75 million are at risk.
Yelling and screaming is what you might have heard if you were in Beijing, China on Sunday. Automotive enthusiasts were excited to hear that the Niza electric car would be selling on the Beijing Auto Show. The Chinese government will be helping to spread the word out of their newest line of cars, but the high price tag might keep the car from being sold on car lots.
Joining us now on Northland News, Maddie McDaniel, who has a special guest in studio.
Thanks, Brianna. I'm joined with Matt Rogers, a senior at Park University and a member of the volleyball team. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Now, you're at Park. What brought you to Park University?
I came to Park to play on the volleyball team, actually. So I'm originally from San Diego, and there was an opportunity at the last minute to come get a scholarship and play out here, so I took it. It's been great.
And the volleyball team recently just won the national championship. Congrats.
Thank you.
How do you feel that your competitive edge is towards volleyball and photography?
Well, I really enjoy doing both. So I think if you enjoy anything, it'll help you to work hard at it and do well at it. That's I think if someone likes something, that's what talent is people just like something, so it gives them the motivation to put in a lot of work and get good at it. That's what I think talent is, and that's how I think people get at anything. So.
What is your motivation towards photography?
I don't know. I think photography, it's a way to go out in the world and explore and kind of interact with things, and you end up in places that you wouldn't otherwise end up in. So I think that's what I like about photography. It allows you to meet people and go to new places you would have never experienced, and that's one of the many reasons, but maybe the main. So.
And you've taken many trips for photography. Can you tell us about a couple of those?
Yeah, well, last summer I went around Asia for 40 days. I was interning with a nonprofit that works with orphans and widows around the world. So we went to Thailand, India, Nepal, and Indonesia mainly, and we stopped in some other places. But yeah, it was cool. Like I said, it was a way to go out in the world and explore places and interact with people and things that you wouldn't normally interact with. So, and then you get to freeze those moments in those places, and then you can share it with anyone and everyone. So,
what's your favorite moment you captured while you were there?
It was the image that comes to mind usually is just of this old man hanging out on the street smoking his pipe in Nepal. And it's cool because here in the States, if you pull out a camera, everyone starts to act really nervous and weird, and people know, okay, this person's going to capture my image, and they have a lot of power over me now. But there, for whatever reason, maybe it's because there's not as many cameras. When you pull out a camera, people are really happy, and they're acting totally normal, and they're like, yeah, take my picture, and they're all excited, and people in the States never want you to take their picture. So I saw this guy smoking, he just looked really great, and so I just went over and just said, just pointed at my camera, and he was happy, and then he just started smoking and hanging out, and took his photo, and it ended up being one of my favorite from the trip. So.
I saw a bunch of pictures of you with children. How did the kids react to you taking their pictures?
Oh, they couldn't get enough. They would just go crazy. They would be like, "Whoa, it's a camera!" And they would just start, asking him take my photo, and they just wouldn't stop. So then I had to tell them to sometimes just go away because it was a little bit too much. But yeah, so they were really excited. It was a really cool way to interact with the kids actually, because they got really into it right off the bat. So.
Do you feel like the trip changed your perspective of anything?
Yeah, definitely. It was the most uncomfortable 40 days of my life, no doubt, and the most rewarding at the same time. I've never been that I mean, in terms of comfort and possessions and everything, I've never been so low. And in terms of like joy, I've never been so joyful. And so it was a lot of things like, you know, it may be a cliche, but it just kind of helped with, you know, materialism and just like realizing how much I have in the States and in the West and how comfortable it is. And I just remember coming home, and for the first few months at least, every meal just tasted amazing. My bed was so comfortable. I didn't have anything to complain about. And it's sad because that kind of wears off after a while, and then you become your same self. So.
Sounds like you had a great trip. Thank you for joining us, and back to you, Brianna, in the studio.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you soon on the next edition of the Northland News.